So how can a CEO take control of time, take control of his calendar, take control of those diversions that are constantly pulling him or her away from her daily duties and tasks? You know, time management for a CEO is not different from time management for anybody else, except that ideally a CEO job description includes things like working on strategy and visioning and high level decisions, 30,000 foot perspectives, and doing things that require a focus and a mindset that's really different than sort of a tactical type of position. So that means that creating a discipline where you're not constantly responding to the text message, the emails, the person knocking on your door, the fires that are going on in the organization is critical in order to be steering the ship. You know, if you're not up on top steering the ship in the direction that you're going, then you're going to be bounced around on the ocean and end up someplace you don't want to go. So really what's critical and what we talk about in one-to-one sessions, what we talk about around the table is, what's your job description? Whose job are you doing every day that's not a part of your job description? And how do you create the discipline and the boundaries in order to stay on task and stay focused in what you're doing? And some practical things are to allow yourself to check your email and do your email twice a day. Shut off the phone unless you know there are situations or people that need to get in touch with you, and those people might have a certain way to get through to you that's not going to interrupt your focus and your blocks of time that you're going to need in order to run the organization. So I just want to really encourage you, and I encourage all of my clients, to put up boundaries and to have somebody else run interference whenever possible so that you will run the organization and achieve what you want to achieve. Some of the things I recommend in time management for CEOs include practicing mindfulness. Studies have shown that meditation and mindfulness actually shifts the way the brain functions. They can see it on a functional MRI. So it's almost like you're building a muscle when you practice meditation and mindfulness. Because when you're doing high-level thinking, it takes some time to shift out of dealing with emergencies and putting out fires and what employee needs what and what needs to be dealt with, and shifting into a place where you can even be strategic, where you can even be visionary. And so doing certain exercises that increase almost the discipline of the mind will allow you to shift more quickly into that space. And once you're in that space, to protect it by making sure that you've shut off all of the disruptions that are coming in, or maybe you're in a different space, or maybe you have a place and time that you block. Don't underestimate the power of having that type of time set aside for yourself and blocked out, and making sure that you do it on a regular basis. It is not always easy to shift from the place of the hustle and bustle that it takes in running an organization, or that it can take in running an organization, into being a place where you are contemplative. And if you look at the great leaders and people that are making change in the world, you'll tend to see that they make time and space for being contemplative, for critical thinking, for visionary thinking. Learning how to do that for yourself is a discipline, but also if you're in a group with other CEOs that are practicing these types of skills, I think that you will soon see that there's a case to be made for making it a priority in your life. One of the keys to having effective time management as a CEO of an organization is to always be very tied in with your why. Why are you doing this? What are your desired outcomes? Why are you engaged in the work that you're engaged in every day? Keeping that close by as a reminder will tend to keep you on task with moving towards your initiatives, and not so much getting pulled down into the day-to-day fires and emergencies and text messages and things that are always coming up. So I even think having that, on your computer or somewhere on your desk is a really great idea to keep you focused on the work that you're doing and not allow yourself to be doing other people's jobs all the time. I also have a kitchen timer on my desk. I bought it on Amazon for $6.99. And when I need to have uninterrupted periods of time and focus, I'll set the timer, because I know a lot of us are, we use the term ADD almost kind of jokingly, but easily distracted, easily pulled into those things that are more sexy than strategic thinking, or more in your face than helping to create a vision for your company. So it's important to keep those little techniques and systems in place in front of you, just to keep pulling you back to where you need to be in order to get the highest return for the time you invest in your organization.